Hey everybody, welcome back to Kreationz, and today we've got a beautiful car. This is a Hyundai Tucson. It's actually one of my friends and I appreciate him very much. He's going to college and he lives like 2 hours away from the college. So he trusts my company to bring his vehicle to me to make sure that it's always maintained. So I am going to be doing a couple of different videos every time I work on this car, and I hope that I can educate you. So follow us along and let's get working on this Hyundai. Hey everybody, so today we're gonna be working on this Hyundai Tucson in this area right here on the top of the engine. This is called the valve cover, which covers the valves. You can see it's the original. It's a little wet around here. If you notice that they're shiny and a little buildup of dirt or whatever. What happens is these gaskets go bad after a few years. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the top of this part of the engine, which is the cover, hence the valve cover. And I'm going to be replacing this so that you don't get any more leaks. So if you have an oil leak, always check the top of the engine with one of your valve covers, look all the way around. A good tip is to just wipe it all down, drive the car for a few more days, and then if you see fresh oil, then you know it's that valve cover. So let's get right into it to start to take this apart. Now, you can see that there is a lot of dirt that leaked out here. You can see that there's some gasket crap here. So whoever did this gasket before, this gasket looks like it's been redone. Didn't do a very good job. They put this gasket seal. You shouldn't need to use this at all because it comes with a rubber gasket, and I'm going to show you what that looks like brand new. There is a lot of these small bolts. We're going to count them and go along. So as you can see, you have to take all of these bolts off, as well as some of these clips here. So this is a hose. You got to take this off. Anything that's connected to this piece right here, you're going to have to remove because you just want to be able to get the piece up correctly, inspect the inside of the engine, inspect the piece, and have the ability to change the gasket on this area without having to flip it over, try to get at it, bend over and everything else. We don't want to do that. So I'm going to remove these coils for the spark plugs as they're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. I labeled them for him. I'm going to remove this rubber hose, pull the coils up, and then take all of these little bolts out that go around. They look like 10s to me. I'm going to go ahead and do the work and put it in fast forward so you can see what I'm doing, and then I'm going to show you where the gasket goes and how to put the gasket on correctly. So let's get some work done. Fast forward. Okay, so I'm 2 tools into this job right now. I took a 10 millimeter here, small quarter with an 3-inch extension, and I have a pair of vice grips. I like to use the ones that are a little curved so I get a better grip on it, but use whatever you have. So I took the 2 pieces off the clips here and here. I moved those back. So we're just gonna undo this hose. There's the little clip, let it sit there. And then same on this side, we undid the clip, and we're gonna pull that little hose off and let it sit right there. You know, because you know that just connects right back on when it goes on. If there was 2 or 3, you could mark them by putting different color tape or using a wax pen or a crayon. You know, mark this one, this is a green line with a green line. It's not gonna hurt anything. If you had one here, you can mark it with a yellow line and then mark it. That way you put it back in. Or a green piece of tape, you know, and a white piece of tape, whatever is good for you, but we only have one. And we have one here. So I have this wire here. I don't want to break these tabs. So if you follow along right here, there's a connection. You press down on a little piece and pull it out, and then just let it hang there. So this, you see where the little indentation is. You push down right there and it will release. Or actually right here, push down right here and it will release inside. See how it moves? And then just let that hang. So this sensor only goes here. I took out most of the bolts already. Like I said, they're all 10. I left one in here just to show you how to take it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my socket on there and turn counterclockwise and then just move it out. And then I don't like to burn my sockets up, and I don't have my pneumatic wrench out here, so I just do it with my hand. And it takes a minute because they're long, you know. And this is what it looks like when it comes out. So it's got this little piece of a head on it, so you can't just put a regular bolt in here. And then I always use a magnet to catch everything, so I put all the bolts here. And then now I said you have to remove these coils, so I already removed them and laid them to the side, but I left this one in. So I took my ratchet again and I cracked it, and then I'm just gonna take this one off so you can see how to do it. So we put our tool down. Now you notice you can't mess them up because you have 4 of these, 1 for each, and then the rest of them have this head on them. See the head? So you'll have the rest of those. Then you just pull this up, and down there will be your spark plug, but you don't have to take them out because we're not getting down into the head. So if you need to change your spark plugs, that's where they are. And this is your coil pack if you need to change this as well. So we're just gonna flop it over. Now I wanted you to pay attention to inside here. So you see 1, 2, there's one hidden down there, you see it? 1, 2, 3, and 4, and none on this side right here. So if you don't get those 4 bolts and you get all the outside ones, you start prying up on this piece of plastic, you're gonna crack this. And you're gonna have to rebuy a new valve cover gasket, which are not cheap, especially right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these off, lift this up, and show you what it looks like inside. Okay, so now we got the valve cover off. One little thing I did forget to tell you is to take the 2 bolts out of this rail right here, which are also 10s, and just lay it to the side. And now we have the valve cover completely off. I'm gonna show you that there's 2 gaskets on this, you know? 2 gaskets. So some generic ones will only have 1 and some will have 2 pieces. So you try to pull this out. It's pretty old and crispy, nasty. Sometimes it'll break up into pieces and you have to pull it out like that. It's just something you got to deal with. This one doesn't happen to seem too bad, but I can hear all the cracks and the crispiness inside it. Oh, see, it was so dry rotted that it even broke right there. So that's supposed to be a tab to pull this up in between the where the spark plugs are, and that piece ripped as well. So it was supposed to all come out like this, but it's just so dry rotted that it's just deteriorating in my hand. You know, like you can see it. Another piece just cracked in my hand right there. Look, see how hot and nasty it gets? It's kind of wobbly. So gasket's not supposed to act like that. And when I put clean gloves on, I'm going to show you the new gasket. The gasket doesn't act like that. So this one's still got a little bit of okay, but you know, you could bend it, it's not cracking, but I can see all the little cracks, like right here. That was a crack right there. So that leaks oil. So just over time, see that little one right there? See a little crack? So it's supposed to be solid, but even a little hairline like this, it doesn't have to be a crack this big. Just a little baby hairline, and under pressure, it's gonna piss oil out. And then it might leak on your alternator, which shorts that out. You get low fuel oil pressure, which can cause damage to the top of your engine. It could be a lot. So this is the valve cover. So we move the valve cover to the side, and now we can see down into the top of your engine here. So this is your camshaft and your cam chain and all kind of stuff. And the only reason that I'm actually paying attention to this right now is because I want to look down in there and I want to see if there's any little pieces of the gasket that broke off and fell down in there, because there's a bunch of oil journals in here. And if one of those oil journals gets stuck, it's not operating correctly. So I looked inside there and I didn't see anything. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this old gasket away in the garbage. And we're gonna get the new gasket out. We're gonna get some new gloves, and we're gonna get right back on putting this back together. Let's fast forward. All right, so I went with Victor Rines because they might cost a little bit more, $1 or $2, but it makes a huge difference in the name brand. I've trusted this company for a long time. They've been around for a long time. They made this beautiful gasket right here. It's brand new. We're gonna open up so you can see what it's supposed to look like. So, look at this guy. Look, it's dancing. Woo! You can ball this thing up, make a ball out of it, do all kind of stuff. No cracks, nothing. You can, you know, brand new, like a jump rope. Now, look, what I was saying is the old one, the OEM, this was connected, but this doesn't have to be connected to the main gasket. Now, you remember the other one? We just folded it in half and it popped, you know, like it fell over and it would just pop and it was all kind of hard and crunchy. Look how nice and new these ones are. So we're gonna lay this one in the top of the gasket. I'm gonna show you how to do that. And then we're just gonna button everything back up.